there guys, and welcome to another Crytam photography video. And first of all, let's get some stuff out the way. I'm really sorry, it's been a while since I've done a YouTube video. I just haven't had the time, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get one out almost once a month. I know it's crazy, I have a full-time job, plus I'm also doing photography as well, and so it's just a lot to try and do in every week. I wanted to do a video every couple of weeks, but it's just really difficult to find the time to sit down, plan, edit, do your research and that kind of thing. But without further ado, today I'm actually going to be talking about something really exciting that came across to me, which is lighting equipment. Now, for lighting, I've kind of used flashes for a while, but I've also used some studio equipment. But I'm getting into more video-centric type work, which requires that I have lighting on shoots like interviews, doing short films, or even just filming music stuff as well. Lighting is a very, very key feature in all photography, but more so in video when you want to, keep a maintained light source. And it's just one of the things that just helps to make your videos look more professional and look great. So the company called SD, which is spelled ESDDI, they got in touch with me a couple of weeks ago and said, would you like to review one of our light panels? And I was like, yeah, sure, I want to try that out because I've already got a light source that I use constantly on shoots. But it's always good to kind of find out what other equipment is out there and whether it's a bit better. So they said to me, try it out, let us know what you think about it. First thing you notice as soon as you take it out of the box, this light is very light, as you can imagine. It only weighs roughly about 300 to 400 grams, depending if you've got the battery attached to it. And it's a great little portable one that you can slip into your bag, and you're not gonna have to worry about it being an extra couple of pounds in your backpack. It's just great to have something that's light and portable to have on your shoots, because a lot of the time we're using big lights like this where you need to pack in a box and a bag and take it there. This just fits in your kit bag perfectly. Next key feature is it's what they call a bicolor panel. I should have actually said that at the beginning. It's a bicolor panel. What that basically means, it's got two qualities of light, and the temperature of light refers to the temperature of light, which on this particular unit is rated from 3200 Kelvin to 5600 Kelvin. So you're getting very warm light, very orange type light, all the way up to daylight, which is very white, clean type light. And both light sources you can use creatively how you want them, but I know for a fact that when it comes to 56 Kelvin, this is considered true daylight when filming or taking photos, because it's capturing this very clean light that you can use for product photography, product videos, interviews, stuff like that, where you need good quality of light. Now, with all these lights that they make that are coming out these days, they have dimmer options on it. So this one has a dimmer option from I think 10% all the way to 99%. So you're getting very, very bright, powerful light, and then you're getting really low dim light depending on what you're doing. This particular unit has what they call heat sinks. Now, some of the lights, they don't include this, and the one I've got I can't see any visible heat sinks. So already it's one of those ones where you go, well, I'm not sure if it's gonna last me quite a long time, and I'm filming on it right now. But this particular one actually has heat sinks built in on the sides. And as you can see, those little vents there, or on both sides of the light, you've got 18 by 8 LEDs in here. That's 144 LEDs putting out about 15 watts of power. And it's really, really bright. And bright lights often means an equal amount of heat as well. So it's very, very hot. But they built these heat vents to let that air just come through the unit and cool it down on both sides. Now, this particular unit is powered by a battery at the back. So just a very simple battery. This one is the NPF550. Apparently these are very common Sony batteries, believe it or not. And these can be found in most electronic stores. And you can find these really cheaply on Amazon as well. This is what they call sort of like a third-party battery. I think Sony made the original ones. I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on it. But you can find these batteries literally anywhere and everywhere. So you can pick these up. You can have like a pack of 10 and put these in your bag, and it's just good to have sort of a backup as well. You might get to a shoot and you don't have the batteries, and you're working with other videographers or photographers and they've got this battery, so it's kind of useful to have something that's a bit more universal. So it comes with this cold shoe mount, and at the bottom it's got the shoe mount there, and you just mount that to the top of your camera. And also, I don't know if you can see, if I turn it slightly that way, there's actually a thread in there, and you can actually screw that on top of the tripod. So it just makes it a bit more compatible when using it with other light stands. So at the top of it, you've got this 1/4" thread at the top here, but then you've also got this little plastic bit. And the reason why he's here is because at the bottom of the unit, you've got a 1/4" thread here, and then you also have this hole here. And that basically, when you put that in and screw it in, that little guy locks that into place so it doesn't turn or twist. Now with other cheaper lights like the one I have, it does that. So when you put it on a light stand, it just turns and turns. So it's one of those small little features that's kind of overlooked in some other mounts and units. So I'm quite happy to see that in a unit. Now at the back of the panel, you've got your settings here. So if you have a look, you've got your power setting here, you've got your mode here, and you've also got a plus and minus button. So if I just hold that down for about 2 seconds, it turns it on. And as you can see, the display panels come up with 32, and then just above the C there's this orange button. So the C stands for color temperature, and if I press mode, that changes it to D, and D stands for your dimming power. So it's the strength of light that's coming through. So if I hold that button, if I just keep tapping it, it gets brighter and brighter. If I hold it down, it just does like a really fast countdown, and it gets to about 99, which is really, really bright. Let me just turn that down a bit. Oof. I'm gonna have red eyes after this. And if you turn it right down to about 10%, you get the dimming options on that setting. Now, if I press mode back again and I change that, you'll see we're back to 32. And if I press plus on there, notice the light quality changes from daylight. And if I hold that down, that changes. If I press minus here, it changes to warm light. And I love how it changes. It's kind of cool. You just see those LEDs sort of change places. It's really weird, but quite satisfying to watch. Another cool feature about this little back panel that a few people know about, if you read the manual, it actually tells you this. If you just tap this button, it flashes a number on the screen, which in this case is 99. And that is your battery level. Which I really, really like. I don't have that with any other light that I've bought or used. You kind of find out last minute when the light dies or it starts to dim. So when it reaches about 50%, I will change or put it on charge, because I kind of want to have that backup to know that I'm getting good quality light, because after that, I'm sure the power output that's coming through the light starts to dim. You don't notice it because it's very gradual, but it does happen till it's like you don't see anything. So it's kind of nice to see this in that unit. It's got a battery level meter in it. Right, so I think I've covered just about all the useful features on this particular light. So we're going to delve into the pros, some of the stuff I've already mentioned. First of all, I love the design. I think it's very sleek. It fits in your kit bag. It makes it a bit portable so you can carry it with you. I also like the fact that it's cheap. This is under £50. You're not going to break the bank at all owning this. And if you drop it, I'm sure that it will chip or break. You can go out and buy another one the next day. It's not going to hurt your wallet at all. I like the design and the build quality, as I've mentioned. It feels sturdy, quite strong. I feel like if I put it against something, it's not going to crush and break so easily. I also like that the fact that they thought about adding a plastic opaque filter on the front. Most other lighting panels that you buy, you have to buy that afterwards, and then sometimes you have to slide it on. But this one, they've kind of fitted it and left it there. I think you can take it off and replace it if you unscrew that, I'm guessing, but I wouldn't, because you know, you probably break the warranty on it. But like this, it's just very nice to see that they were thinking about softening the light before. The only difference is if you want to get creative with it, maybe you want to put a gel or something, it might be a bit difficult. You might have to look and see something, or you know, put a piece of tape and put it on top there, I don't know. But I kind of like that they've added that soft panel. I'll probably use this more than my other light just because it's given me that option to sort of soften my light before it hits my subject to give it that nice quality look. Now it's rated for 2 hours of use on a single charge of the battery. Depending on what batteries you pick after this, there are some bigger ones that you can probably put on the back here that will give you more. So you can buy a second battery. I highly recommend you get a couple of these. They're very cheap and available, as I mentioned before. Pick them off eBay, pick them up at your local electronics store. You can find these. Another cool feature, and I'm going to show you this, and it might take you guys a couple of seconds to know what I'm talking about. So here we are. I've set it to 56. Let's set it to 32. And then if I press mode, and let's put the power at like 40 or 51. And then halfway through the shoot, the battery dies. So we're just going to turn it off just for safety reasons. Just say your battery dies, and we take the battery out. You get a new battery, and then you put it back in. Oh. And then turn it on, and it saves your settings. So I don't know how many times I've done this with other ones where I've replaced the battery, and the first thing it does, it sets to default, and then I've got to kind of remember what setting I put. When you're on the shoot, you're so focused on maintaining your other things that you think are more important, you overlook small things like that. And I love the fact that they've thought about that and added that feature in to save the memory of the setting you had before, even when the battery's taken out. I did leave it in my bag one day, and then came back the next day, put the battery back in, still the same setting, which was great, because if you're going to be doing like successive interviews that follow one after the other, and maybe you don't shoot on the same day, it saves the setting. You don't need to worry about it. It's just in there, it's done. Now, the cons about this. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the DC adapter. They don't supply one in the box, so it's kind of a letdown. You think about all the times you bought equipment and stuff, you usually get like a power supply that comes with it. You still get the batteries, you get the power supply, but I think they've kind of done that on purpose because it's something that doesn't fit their price point for these. They want them to be portable. They want you to slap this on your camera and go out and shoot with it, which it is. It is a portable LED light panel, but you can power it by a DC volt adapter, but they don't send you one or give an aftermarket one. I tried to look for it on Amazon, and I couldn't find the one for SD that they actually do, which is kind of a letdown, because I don't really want to be using another brand on another brand, if you get what I'm saying, because each adapter is set for different lights or different settings or different power things, and I'm not an electrician, so I'm just going on the sort of diagrams that they put here. Need to match the diagrams on the adapter, and also the voltage. You need to have DC 15, I guess. So it just means that you're gonna put something that in your other product that may damage it in the long run. So overall, I do think it is a good product. I would definitely pay money for this because it is cheap, it is portable, it is light, it is handy, it works. It's got some really, really cool features that are very overlooked, that just make live shooting so much easier. And yeah, I really want to say thank you for SD for sending this through. I'm really enjoying using this light in my shooting. I've kind of added it to my kit bag now when I'm out and about, so highly recommend you guys check them out. Obviously, do have a look at the links in the description below. They do all these other kind of products, and I hope in the future I'll get some more products from them to talk about and let you guys know. Also, here on the channel, I do try and review products as best as I can. I'm still getting to grips with doing reviews on products. So if there's any questions or anything I kind of left out or overlooked during the filming of this, do let me know in the comments below. I will answer your questions as best as I can. So thank you so much for watching my videos. If you like what you've seen, do drop us a like, subscribe and share, and do your worst in that comment section. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.